going to give everybody a little bit of time to
This
get on
meeting
here
is
so that
being
way no
recorded.
one's left out. All right. I'm watching y'all join. If you hear any noises in the background, that is my children and my husband. They're putting the train up around the tree. So they're getting mad and then having fun and all that. So don't be alarmed if you hear them in the background. All right, well, I guess I can go ahead and start. It's a little strange because I feel like I'm talking to myself on this meet and greet, which is not like your average meet and greet, which I'm used to, and I think we're all used to, but better safe than sorry. I'm so happy we finally got to do this. I know it's been crazy trying to make all of this work in between just the world the way it is right now, being able to find a way to make time for all of us to get on here. And thank you for supporting the Follow Me song, and the whole Zoe 101 era is so much fun because of all of you. You've supported it. You've made it possible. Honestly, I would have never dreamt I've been able to get to do this again if it wasn't for all of you guys' support. So thank y'all so much for that. I thank y'all for being a part of the live stream event. It was something new that we tried out, and just like everyone else, we're trying to figure out how to navigate these weird times and also still connect with our fans, be able to do what we love to do. And we're learning just like everyone else in the world is kind of learning. And we just want to thank y'all for watching that and tuning into that and doing this. I'm so glad we finally got to make it happen and have a strange form of meet and greet, but look, it's better than nothing. Being able to connect with all of you, it means just as much to me as it does to all of you to be able to do what I love to do and thank the people who allow me to do it, which is all of y'all. So we're going to do this. And again, we're kind of new to this, so bear with me because I feel like I'm talking to myself into a little screen, but I know y'all are out there. So thank y'all for being here. I think the first thing that we're going to do is kind of go through some pictures of my past and not so far away past and kind of tell you the behind the scenes stories about it. So we get started with that. And thank y'all again. Hope y'all have fun. Okay, let me click out of this thing here. Oh. Okay, so right here is a picture of when I went to the ACMs in Dallas. They were this was the award show for country music. It's one of the big ones, and this one was in Dallas. And I remember I had just really started working out here, so I was very proud to go and walk down the carpet. And me and my husband used it as kind of like a little mini vacation. And we were able to just, the thing that's cool about these award shows is that you're able to visit with everyone that you haven't seen in forever. And then too, especially now, you look back on photos like this, like, oh my God, this is so not fair. Like, I want to go hug all the people I love and see live music again. So this was one of those nights that was really special and fun. And two, something I hope we can get back to whenever it's safe to do so. So, and I miss my really blonde hair there. I need to get my hair done. This picture is what it looked like a typical day on set. All those little bitty white papers you see in our hands, those are called sides because we shot 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, where a lot of sitcom shows, they rehearse like Monday through Wednesday and they shoot Thursday, Friday in front of a live audience. Well, we were the kind of show that had to shoot because we were on location. So those sides are little mini scripts because we didn't have all the rehearsal days. So we were able to keep these kind of right with us on set so we could go through our lines real quick. And this was a typical day of us trying to find some shade somewhere, getting together, reading lines, hanging out, and, you know, just being kids the best way we could. Oh, this was a fun night. This was the night at, was it the Billboard Awards? I can't remember what award show it was, but we were there to cheer my sister on. She was winning a big award, as she should. And so the whole family was there. We got to sit front row. I got to look at other celebrities. If you can see, like, Steven Tyler's right behind my shoulder. I remember being like, this is crazy. We're just hanging out with them. And we got to cheer on her. She did this awesome performance and kind of just be a supportive family that night. This one. So if you don't know, my sister won a Disney award and they wanted to surprise her somehow or another. So they had me come on stage and sing a little part with a bunch of other phenomenal females. We did this performance, and at the very end, she's sitting in the front with her boys and my mom, and all of a sudden, here comes me. I pop up, and she doesn't know it, and I start singing to her, and it was kind of like a role reversal thing, as if like when we were kids, and I used to stand on the table and embarrass her in front of her boyfriends. This time, I just got to do it at an award show, and she got a really big award afterwards. So it was a really fun thing to be able to surprise her. Definitely something that we'd never done before. This was at a lot of award show pictures. This is at another award show. This was actually one of the first times that I did anything like on that kind of public platform. And we came out and we announced an award, and we did like a little monologue before that. And I believe this is what was one of the things that caught someone at Nickelodeon's attention that allowed me to audition for all that. So, you just never know when somebody will see something in you for a part or whatever it is. So that was what I was dying to do. And I actually was able to get an audition from this little bitty thing that I did for, I can't remember what award show it was, but it opened up a lot of doors for me. It's kind of the first look into my first chances at doing what I loved. This one is, first off, this was an outfit that I was very proud of. No one helped me. I wanted to wear this. I had this vision in my head, and this is what I was going to wear. I was invited to go to the Uptown Girls premiere, which is a movie that I love and actresses that I absolutely love. So I was excited just to be there. But of course, I had to put my, young JL spin on it. And I was really into wearing skirts and sneakers. And you'll see that actually a lot on Zoe 101. I wore a lot of like Vans and Converse with skirts. And so this was kind of a look into what was to come. I remember getting these shoes, finding the skirt, finding the shirt. And I thought, this is the perfect outfit. And this was my first styling moment as a kid. So very, very proud of that, JL. As we're kids, we always think we have the best style in the whole entire world. So this was mine. This was another premiere. It's an animated film. I can't remember the name. But the whole Zoe cast was invited to go. I'm sure there's some more pictures you can find of me with some of the Zoe cast as well. And I'd been shooting all day, so I was leaving straight from work to go there. And this was some Zoe clothes that we pulled from the wardrobe department. And so I'm sure you see a lot of these pieces on the actual Zoe show, but we pulled this together for me to wear because a lot of times on Zoe, we'd all get invited to things, but I might be working late that day, or, Victoria might be working late that day, or I might work early, or whatever it is. So if you got off in time, whatever cast members got off in time would, be able to go to events like this. So I think a good bit of us were able to actually go to this event. And then obviously the others were probably working that day or working late that day. But this was one of the fun ones where a few of us got to go to the premiere after work, and how nice. I got to borrow some outfits, and I didn't have to like really worry about it. My makeup was already done from working. So it was a fun night with all of us. Oh my gosh, this one. Okay. Look how cute we are. This was one of the, I think we were laying out or something like that. And if you can tell, that belly button ring, that is real. I actually did have my belly button pierced, but my body like rejected it or something. So, and it's kind of gross, but yeah, my body, like it did not stay. My belly button ring, I no longer had one. I only had it for like 2 weeks because it like pushed it out. It was horrible. Anyways, so apparently I was very proud of it here, and I'm glad that it had its moment for the 2 weeks that it lasted. And I remember on this day, like, I did not want to wear a bathing suit on front of camera. Like, look how cute the girls are in their bathing suits. I was like, I'm at least wearing shorts. If I got to wear a bathing suit top, I'm wearing shorts. I was so weird about that kind of stuff. And then my hair, this was after a long process of me being a teenager, dyeing my hair black, and them trying to make me look more like Zoe. So this was the color we got it back to without it all falling out. As you can tell, it's very thin and very short. And I think there's actually clip-ins in there trying to help it because it was not a good process. But, I was being rebellious, dyed my hair black. And like, well, Zoe can't have black hair from blonde hair. So this was the result of that. But anyway, looks cute. Oh, this is family photo that we did after Ivy was born. And, people always wonder, why do they do these kind of photos and stuff and share them? Well, first off, every mom wants to share 1,000 photos of their kids because that's just, you you've carried this baby for 9 months. You want to show the world, like, oh, look what I did. Look at this little miracle. But 2, you just, you want to share a photo that you have control of, because you don't want some, random paparazzi taking a picture of your baby and then putting that out there for everybody. So it's like a way for you to be able to control a nice photo of your family being put out there without, creepy people following you around trying to get it. And the odd thing is that my little girl, if you follow me on Instagram or anything, you know now that she has like this blonde curly hair. And in this picture, she has dark brown hair. She looks just like her dad. And she came out like with a full head of hair, full head of dark brown hair. And now she's a blonde headed baby. And I don't know how it happens or why it's that way, but all I know is that I can't believe how little she was there. It feels like this was yesterday. Oh, and this is a very recent picture. This is quite different from my baby photos. This was on set of the music video. And the only thing I can think about is this is the outfit. I think I've said this story before, but this outfit that Chantel has on, my youngest got to meet her, and she's only 2.5. So like, she doesn't, understand anything that as far as like, your social graces. And so she just was fascinated by this beautiful Barbie doll that walks in and has this bedazzled outfit on. So she was going up to her, just rubbing all over her outfit. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Like, please stop doing that. But she was fascinated with it. So I think that was the main thing I take away from this picture, is that's the only thing I think about. And hopefully Chantel remembers it a little bit differently. Maybe we can ask. She's here, our special guest.
Hey guys.
Everybody say hey, Chantel. Thank you for joining us.
I don't know if you can see me and hear me, but hey. Yeah, it's funny because the picture that you showed 2 pictures ago with the bathing suit on, I was like, I literally remember watching Zoe 101 and seeing those swimsuits with like the Hawaiian print. They had like pink and white and green and white and turquoise and white, and I had that bathing suit from you wearing it at the show. And I also used to have, I remember that everyone had their hair like that. Like, everyone had their hair darker on the bottom. I literally had the same exact hair color. Like, I used to have black hair and then try to make it go blonde, and it looked exactly the same.
Well, honestly, that's kind of how it started. Was with me, it got to the point where my hair had gotten so broken from coloring it and stuff that I ended up just myself starting. I'd be like, you can only color the top. And then it turned into this whole like dark brown blonde situation. But people ended up being like, oh, it's a style. And I was like, honestly, I'm just trying to save my hair. But look, let's go with it. That works for me. Yeah. But yeah, it's funny to hear stories like that. And I'm so thankful you were able to join us today. I know everybody else is excited too. And I just wanted to ask you a few questions so the fans could get a little insight on your point of view. I don't know if y'all know, but she was also a Zoe fan. So whenever we decided to put this song out, I wanted it to be a female, of course, and she's in a very male-dominated industry. And so I've been a fan of hers. And whenever we were able to get on the Zoom call and the chemistry was there, it just made sense. And she kind of took the lead from there of making sure that the song was current and had a lot of stuff that our generation would be listening to now, but also being a Zoe fan, she kept in, that original Zoe feel, even when we changed some of the lyrics. And so I guess one of my questions for you is what was whenever you first, heard obviously, the original, but making sure that you kept what was important about that part of it, and then also making it current and new with today's world.
Well, I wanted to stay true to the song and to the way that it makes you feel, that nostalgic feeling of like, I recognize this song as familiarity. It is something that like brings me back to other times, but at the same time draw on elements of current production and just the lyrics, being able to we worked on them to make it so it was something that was current to everything going on with the uncertainties and the anxieties and getting trapped in your head and being inside and not being able to connect with other people. We wanted to make the lyrics a little bit more current because we wrote this in the middle of quarantine and we wrote this on Zoom. So we were disconnected from each other in that way, but we were like, there's so many people stuck in their house that are just going on the internet and not connecting with other people and like having human connection. So we wanted to, just remind people how important that was and just kind of keep everyone in a good mood and, just keep everyone's spirits up. So that was kind of the basis behind everything that we did with the song, I'd say.
Yeah, I know. And that was the thing that was cool is when we were writing it, like, it was more than just you know, like your typical writing a song, because we were in such a really kind of heavy time, but we were wanting to put something positive out there. And I think that was one thing that was good when you were part of it, is you kept it really fresh, and you kept it really, you kept it also around things that were important during that time. So I think that was one of my favorite things about working with you, is you kept bringing up, like, how do we involve, you know, even the social media aspect, giving people something to connect to. And that's the part that obviously I'm like, wait, what? Like, I don't understand any of this whole TikTok world and all of that. But I wanted to know, as far as Zoe goes, do you have one memory, aside from the wonderful bathing suit moment, one memory from Zoe that sticks with you growing up that you watched and you just always remember?
Well, I just remember, like, in the very beginning of the show, and she goes to PCA, and she's like her parents are, or like her family's dropping her off, and she's like, okay, like, I'm going to like my dorm room, basically. And I remembered at the time, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait until like I'm in college and like I get to go away to school. And I used to beg my mom to send me to boarding school, because I wanted them to I just wanted to live on my own and just live with my friends. But I just always remember that she was problem solving, and like, she just reminded me of myself so much. That's why I felt like it connected to the show when I was younger.
Well, yeah, well, that was the cool part about this whole process, was hearing everybody's different stories about what they loved about Zoe and growing up. And I think more than anything, that was the most fun part, was hearing everybody's stories for me. But thank you so much for joining us. And, you know, it's funny you say everybody wanted to be a PCA, because that was literally from like the high ups executives. The one request was like, you've got to put teachers on the show, because it looks like these kids are just living by themselves in college or something. Like,
yeah.
teachers there. So
they were like, we want to be a PCA too. So
exactly. There's no parents, anybody, just run free, do whatever you want.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
everything with the song. And we'll talk soon.
Bye.
All right, bye. Well, that was fun. She got to join us and give us a little bit of her point of view from everything, because like you all, it was cool that she was a fan of Zoe. So there was like stories that she would tell me sometimes about, you know, the show, that was good insight for me, because it's different when you're living it as opposed to when you're watching it. And I truthfully learned more about what this should look like for the reboot, and what we want to see Zoe do, and what we want to see the cast members do, and where they all should be from you guys. Whenever I'm reading your comments and all of that, I'm taking all of that in. And it really has changed the direction from when we released the song to now, because all of your comments have really kind of guided us to what y'all want. And the creative has changed a little bit, but it's very exciting. And speaking of getting you guys' insight, I am going to answer some questions from y'all. Now bear with me. I'm going to go in, I'm going to check what your questions are in the Q&A section right up here, where you can type in your questions, and I'm going to answer them. So I'm going to start right now. Let me check. Okay. Okay. Sunshine asked me, what was my reaction when I heard about the Zoe 101 reboot? Well, really, it was something that I had helped happen because of all of you guys on the internet commenting, we need this to happen, we need stuff. I was like, if these people seriously really want this? So I went and had a meeting with some of the executives that are making this happen. And that was when I saw they were excited about it, you guys were excited about it, I was thrilled. I mean, it's a dream to be able to go back and kind of play something from my childhood. So honestly, I was just like, I don't know, I was just really excited that you all made this, you know, you all had the excitement, which gave me the idea to bring it to them. And so now it's happening. We're going to get a Zoe reboot. Okay, let's go look at some more. Scott Fisher's comments. So funny. Love you too. Okay. Jerry asked, are you still writing new songs? I'm always writing, maybe not in like the professional sense of like going into a writing room or going into a writing session and writing, but I'm constantly writing and creating new ideas, even digging up some of my old stuff and seeing what is something that I could release without, you know, having to go into a full production again, because it's a little bit hard to do right now. But yes, I'm constantly creating and making music, and I'm hoping I can get some of that out to you all very soon. But it's part of who I am. I love making music, and I think during this time there's been moments where I've been really inspired and other times where I've been like, I don't have anything to say. I just want to stay in bed and watch Netflix. So I am definitely, going through that whole roller coaster just like everybody else. Next one says, Simone from Australia asked me, what is your advice for anyone who's starting to do acting? Love from Australia. Love to you too. I would have to say that if it's something you're really passionate about and you love, you should go, first off, go experience it, whether it's doing like a local play. I mean, I'm sure right now I don't know if that's happening, but doing some classes, even if it's, on Zoom or whatever it is, to see, first off, what your stage fright level is, and getting in front of people and playing a character. Sometimes it's so much more intimidating than when you're in your own room and doing it. So I think you should do that. Go out there, learn as much as you can, get as much, experiences as you can under your belt, because that only builds confidence. And truthfully, sometimes it's about who's the most confident in the room. And that for me is like, you got to fake it till you make it. Like, I'm so nervous sometimes, but I just pretend like I'm not. And that typically works. So I think the more experience you get getting in front of people and putting in the work and going to as many auditions as you can, even if you're like, this is not something I'm really interested in, if you're on your way up, I think building that experience is what makes you feel better to take, chances in some of your choices when you're acting. So for me, I would just say, get the experience, put in the work, and really just, go have fun with it. Go play characters. It doesn't have to always be the perfect role. Just, push yourself and kind of learn as much as you can. Because that was one of my favorite things, was just playing something completely out of the box for no reason. And that helped me grow as an actress as well. But I still get nervous, don't get me wrong. Okay, let's go look at another question. Caitlin asked me, did you want to have the part of Zoe, or did you audition for a different part and end up getting Zoe? I loved the show growing up. Well, thanks for your question, Caitlin. Actually, I was a part of creating the show. I'd been on All That for 3 years, and the executive producer on All That actually came to me about possibly doing a show that I would be the star in. And so we just started having lunches and different things like that, and started creating this character and who we wanted her to be. And for me, it was really important that Zoe somewhat mirrored who I was as a young girl. And I was kind of a tomboy, but also, I loved being able to fix things and help people and be a leader. And so that was kind of the fun part about this, is that I was able to be a part of creating what I thought this young girl was going to be. And she very much was she obviously had her stuff together a lot better than I did, but it was really cool to be able to be a part of the process of creating the character and the young girl that I wanted to portray in this role. And I was very proud of what we came up with. So that was kind of how the show started. But, it was after working on All That for a while that they saw that there was potential to do a show with me. Okay. Let's see. Iris asked, is the reboot only going to have the OG cast? Well, everyone's invited. We want to have as many of the cast members come on as possible. Obviously, they all have a lot of stuff going on, but just like the music video, it was very hard to get everybody there on one day. And as far as the reboot goes, we want to, of course, have our OG cast members there and see where their stories are. But it's important to bring in new characters as well, because I think that we also have to incorporate today's world. And as people, as our lives go on, we meet new people, we have new people in our lives. So I think it's important to have both. So that way their stories grow, their characters grow. And just like our fans of the original show have also grown, being able to see these characters transition to adulthood and, the people that come in and out of their lives. I think that's important, to be honest in that, and be able to tell the story that makes sense for who they were and who they are now. So I think it will definitely have both, but we got to have our OG members in there, of course. Okay. See, trying to get down, so I'm not just answering the few top episode. Jerry asked me, do I have a date for when we're going to start filming Sweet Magnolias? I do not yet, but we are definitely in the works to do Sweet Magnolias. So hopefully very soon. I can't wait to play Noreen again. So I'm so excited about that. What a wonderful working experience that was. So y'all are going to get me to be Noreen and Zoe in 2021. Okay, let's see. Hang on. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know if I just deleted a question or not. Samantha asked me, what do you miss from being on set? How was Zoe 1 different for Sweet Magnolias, and how was it the same? Well, that's a great question, because going on Sweet Magnolias was a little bit different because I was an adult. And when you're a child working on set, there's all these child labor laws. So you can only work for a certain amount of hours. There's so much schooling that you have to do in between. And on Sweet Magnolias, I was like an adult. Like I was like, I could do whatever I wanted. And also I could work however long I wanted. So there was no like, oh, parade hours are up, like she can get out of here. So that was different. And it was also very different because I worked with children on Sweet Magnolias, and seeing them do their schoolwork and remembering, it was like deja vu going back. It's like, I remember that was me. Like I can now see it from an adult's point of view, and it's just so strange, but it's just like, it's one of those experiences where I'm like, I think that's probably the biggest difference, is going from a child on the show as to an adult on the show, and seeing it from 2 different perspectives, but also just respecting how much these kids, the hard work they put in getting their schooling done, and also coming to set, knowing their lines. And I would have to say that was probably the biggest experience, was, being an adult on set now. Okay, I think we have time for one more question. I'm going to scroll to the middle and just find a random one. Oh my gosh, I don't want to delete it. Hang on. Colin asked us if the reboot of Zoe would be on Nickelodeon. I think that obviously we've talked with Nickelodeon and Viacom and all of them, and everyone's on board for the reboot to happen. But because the fans of Zoe have now grown up, just like the cast has, we don't think that Nickelodeon would necessarily suit the reboot the best, because we want to have it for a young adult audience where our fans can, we can have issues on there that relate to them as adults. And that was kind of the most important thing for me, was to be sure that we made it relatable to our fans like it was whenever they were 12. I want to relate to them who they are now in their late 20s, early 30s. And I think it would have to be more of a different streaming service. So hopefully you'll see it on a streaming service that you all know and love very soon. But it definitely seems like something for a young adult audience. So when you see the reboot, it will be made for people our age, and, nothing too crazy. But of course, we just want to, relate to our fans like we've always been able to do. And I think that's what was so important about Zoe, is she was able to reach her fans, and we want to do that now. So you'll probably find it on a streaming service that you know and love. That was the last question that I'm able to do today, but I want to thank y'all so much for being here and hanging out. I know it's kind of strange. I feel like I'm talking to myself, like I said in the beginning, but I appreciate all of you guys' support and hanging out with me today. But also the song, you can go get it now. It's still available if you haven't heard it, but it's been such a fun process. I'm so excited about being able to bring this reboot to all of you, and it wouldn't be possible without you. Honestly, this was your guys' idea. So thank you so much for everything. Just like everyone else, we're trying our best to give you guys something, and hopefully we can all just make it through this year with a positive note. So thank y'all so much for being here and doing this, and I wish y'all nothing but the best. Thank you all so much.